This is Outnumbered. I'm Andrea Tanteros, and here with us today, Harris Faulkner, Jedediah Bila, political commentator and national spokeswoman for the LIBRE Initiative, Rachel Campos-Duffy is here, and today's hashtag One Lucky Guy, her other half. He represents the 7th Congressional District in the great state of Wisconsin, Congressman Dad to 7 beautiful children, and Rachel's hubs, Sean Duffy. He's here, and he is outnumbered.
Yes, I am.
All right.
Our first husband and wife.
Looks like you needed to.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Well, you're our first husband and wife duo, so hopefully this won't turn into like couples therapy with Dr. Drew.
It'll be interesting if we do.
But very quickly, you guys met on TV. You met on the real world, so you're used to being on TV together, right?
We are actually the first reality couple ever. I think we have the most kids of any reality couple as well. And I don't know if we've ever sat this far apart from each other.
I know.
Have we?
That is our claim to fame. We are the first reality TV couple who got married and now has 7 kids.
Wow. Take that, Trista and Ryan from The Bachelor.
That's right. So we have our first meeting on tape. She was getting off a train and she came off their luggage and she handed it to me, and I always say I've been carrying her luggage ever since.
I remember that show. I used to watch that show when you guys were on.
I'm so sorry about that.
No, I love it. Hey, I love my reality TV. So
she's pretty much been carrying your children ever sinst.
That's right.
I mean, 7 kids.
You
Wow.
get the luggage, I get the babies.
Yeah. You guys are blessed.
As I say, I have 5 daughters, so I'm always outnumbered in my house.
We love men with daughters.
You are ready.
Always prepared. All right, well, this hour, Hillary Clinton making her first public appearance since last week's news conference where she addressed her growing email scandal. This, as her camp is now issuing a big clarification about the steps that they say were taken to review tens of thousands of personal emails before they were deleted. Clinton's spokesman releasing a statement saying her camp read every one of those 31,000 emails that were deemed private before sending them to the trash bin. Now, that clarification coming days after Time magazine claimed the review involved searching by using keywords and not checking every single email. So, okay, Congressman, I guess they were searching what? Downward-facing dog, mother of the bride, pantsuits, and then when that came up, they just said, okay, we'll just delete those. How vehemently do Republicans in Congress plan to pursue this?
Listen, we want the truth in Congress. We want to know what she knew and when she knew it. But what I find interesting is she wants us to believe that she is honest Abe Lincoln. But we saw that she was fired from the Whitewater Commission, and we found emails and documents inside the White House with her fingerprints on them. We don't trust her, and I think what she's done is said, listen, there are politically toxic emails within the 60,000 that I have. It is easier for me to deal with an email scandal in the GOP than to release those documents and let America see what I knew and when I knew it in regard to Benghazi, but her whole tenure at the State Department. But we're going to continue to push this. I think Trey Guy will be great at the forefront.
Can I just say that, so Sean has 10 brothers and sisters. He's the 10th of 11. I have 3 siblings. We have 7 kids between us. We have birthdays, first communions. We don't have 30,000 personal emails between us. I mean, that's a huge number for her to claim that are personal. And frankly, I also think if she had released those emails and we learned more about her planning wedding, I think she's kind of known as an ice queen. I think this could have actually helped her persona, helped her public image, made her a little softer. If that was the case, we'd be seeing them.
Well, one Democrat told us, and we won't reveal our sources, Harris, but one Democrat intimated that she focus group tested those words before she used them. Mother's funeral, mother of the bride, wedding emails, and also yoga, because that's something that would resonate with women. I mean, are the Clintons that calculating and scripted that they're even trying to fool us on the type of emails they deleted?
Well, you know, it's interesting. It's like gangsta politics, if you will. And why would I use that word? Because the man who is tasked with perhaps taking over her campaign is a guy by the name of Rob Mook. He runs his own listserv, so we found out a couple of years ago, and they call it Mook's Mafia. And there are certain Democrats and campaign planners that have a combination email serve with him. I mean, that is the man who may take over her campaign. This is in the bloodstream of Hillary Clinton's machine, if you will.
And it is quite a machine. Before we move on, Jedediah, they destroyed government documents. And what I'm wondering is, were these lawyers that deleted these emails? Because think, if you're a very clever litigant and you have a lawsuit in front of the Department of State right now, and you ask for that kind of discovery, what if she destroyed potential discovery? I mean, this could be This could be getting in the way of discovery, obstruction of justice in civil suits and potential criminal suits. I don't hear a lot of people talking about that.
That's a great question. Who deleted it? What was deleted? Will we ever really find out? And let's face it, the only way to really find out is if she hands this server over. She's not handing this server over, and I think the reason she's not handing it over is because whatever's on that server is potentially problematic for her. As is, though, she's viewed as secretive. Many Americans have a problem with this. I think this is going to be a big, big issue for her moving forward. I don't think she's going to walk out of this one, too.
And I wonder, too, if she throws the people doing the deleting under the bus, if it was a group of kids and not lawyers, right? Oh, well, you know, that intern deleted that email.
You know who's
still associated with her, though?
The man I mentioned, Rob Mook.
The mafia guy.
That's who's in charge of that.
That makes us feel better.
Team that was looking at those emails reportedly.
All right.
We'll see what happens.
The chairman of the House Select Committee on Benghazi is denying accusations in the meantime, now that the panel's investigation into the 2012 terror attack is being used to derail, Hillary Clinton's potential presidential campaign. Here's Congressman Trey Gowdy yesterday on Fox News Sunday.
If you look back at the 3 hearings we have had so far, I have mentioned Hillary Clinton's name a whopping 0 times. To the extent Democrats are frustrated, they should talk to Secretary Clinton, not me. I didn't tell her to get a personal server. I didn't tell her to hire her attorney to go through these 60,000 records, and Lord knows I didn't tell her to delete 30,000 of them.
Meantime, a new poll asks whether the circumstances surrounding the murder of the U.S. ambassador to Libya and 3 other Americans in that attack will help or hurt Hillary Clinton if she runs for president. A majority, 47% of likely voters, think that it will hurt her. That's the highest percentage since the Rasmussen poll started asking the question in early 2014. All right, Congressman, I'm going to put this to you. One of your colleagues on Capitol Hill, Trey Gowdy, he called for this Benghazi hearing because we still don't have answers.
Right, and I would tell you that Trey Gowdy has said a number of times as a former federal prosecutor, I'm going to look for the truth. I want to find the facts, and Republicans and conservatives might not be happy. Democrats and liberals may not be happy, but I'm going to present what I find. And when Ambassador Chris Stevens is dead, and the lead of the department, Hillary Clinton, hasn't turned over all the documentation, to do an effective investigation, you need those documents. And I think all the liberals and the Democrats have left is to say this is partisanship, but really, Gowdy's going for the truth.
And Hillary Clinton, Rachel, on January 23rd or 28th, said that she would willingly come back to Capitol Hill to testify at this exact committee. Now, this was before the email scandal, but what if Gowdy finds out that some of these emails were destroyed are relating to Benghazi? Then what?
Well, first of all, let's just note this is the only First Lady to ever have been fingerprinted by the FBI. So we're not talking about a very trustworthy person here. But absolutely, when did she? Why did she delete them? When did she delete them? Right. And regarding your question about the Democrats coming out and saying that this is partisan. There's a lot of conservatives that are mad at Trey Gowdy because it's not partisan. I mean, look at the National Review had articles criticizing him for not going harder, and why didn't he break the story if he knew ahead about these deleted emails? So he's getting hit from the left and the right. That's generally a pretty good sign that you're right in the middle.
There's this notion by some, though, that we're not supposed to question her. That for some reason, Clinton, she believes that we're not supposed to ask questions. We're not supposed to ask for her emails related to Benghazi or otherwise. She's allowed to just do whatever she wants. And that's not going to fly because no matter who you are, I don't care, left, right, you're a politician. You are accountable to us. Hillary, you are accountable to us. You plan to run for president. You have to answer these questions. And if not, you will be viewed as lacking in transparency. And the American people, I don't care where you stand on ideology, they have no time for that.
And Harris, very quickly, Maureen Dowd, who is not a conservative by any stretch, she writes for the New York Times, she wrote a scathing editorial yesterday making that exact point, that the Clintons just have always operated this way, that they are above the law and they are not to be questioned.
Yeah, it's interesting. We're talking about this. She had said that she was going to make an announcement possibly about her candidacy in just a couple of weeks, in April. This is now going to ease into that zone. So the minute she makes her announcement, potentially when it happens, that news conference blows up and this issue comes up. Yeah. Like we have now perforated into her new zone, if you will.
Hopefully she doesn't announce over email.
If she does, we'll never see it. What are you talking about? So she prints a copy.
All right, the White House firing back at Republican senators who wrote an open letter to Iran's leaders warning against a nuclear deal. President Obama saying that he's, quote, embarrassed for them, but Republicans are not backing down. So does the president have a point? We'll ask Congressman Duffy. Or is he just fanning tensions? And on the eve of elections involving Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, new questions about whether the Obama administration administration is meddling in the vote. This is a huge story, because if that's true, what could the long-term implications be for Israel and the entire Middle East? And right after the show, catch more from the couch on the web. Join us for Outnumbered Overtime by logging on to foxnews.com/outnumbered. Click the OT tab. Tweet us questions or comments for the Campos-Duffy family. Behind the scenes, we're taking your questions. Get on the chat right now.